Hey everybody, let's learn how to piece a quilt the traditional way. Get yourself a flat surface away from cats and kids and lay out all your squares. So it looks something like this. I like to work from left to right, just as if I was reading. I'm going to make a stack out of the first row. Red on top of orange, on top of yellow. I'm going to take this over to my sewing machine. We're going to put the orange on top of the red, matching up the corners nicely. And then with a 1/4 inch sewing foot, we're going to sew down the line. Go slow. Now we're going to attach the next one. Open that up. Yellow after orange. Line it up. Sew it on. Okay, let's take this back to our sewing table. Okay, first row done. Let's go ahead and do the second row. Second row, looking pretty good. Let's do the last one. And if you think this is tedious, just remember all the time I saved you by cutting out all these squares for you. Ta-da! All of our rows are done. Now let's take this over to an ironing surface. We've got our iron set to medium, no steam. We're going to flip all of these over so we can iron them from the back. Like so. These parts on the back are called the seam allowance. We're going to be ironing them in alternate directions, which will help line up all the squares and help distribute the bulk of the seams on the back. So we're going to iron these that way, then right, then left. I like to do this from the back, applying some gentle pressure to make sure everything's laying nice and flat. So there's the first one, going left. Second one, going right. Last one, going left. Let's flip all these over and see how they look from the front. Looking good so far. Now we're going to start connecting these. I'm going to take the top one, fold it over on the next one. And I'm going to nest the seams, which means the little part here that's got a raised area and the part here that's going to raised area, they're going to kind of snick together. That's not a real word, but once you do it a couple times, you'll understand why the word makes sense. So line these up on the edges, make sure those are bumped up against each other, and if you have it available, put a sewing clip there to hold it. Then go down to the next one, line it up. If you have a sewing clip, stick it on there. Let's take it over to our sewing machine. Going slowly and removing the clips as you sew down that line. Moving the clips as you go and repositioning if necessary. Let's go see how this looks. Okay, there's the first two. Now we're going to do the same thing for the bottom row. Take this, flip it over, line up our edges, sneak them into place, put a clip on there, and take it over to our sewing machine. And sew down the line again. Removing the clips as we go. Not bad. Now we're going to flip this over and iron it again. The next step is controversial. And believe me, there are some strong opinions in the quilting community about how we're going to iron these seams. For this kind of project, because it's not going to be an heirloom quilt, we're going to iron these seams open. To do that, I like to start it with a finger, and then put the iron on. Don't hit your finger with the iron, and iron that seam open. Again, medium-high heat, no steam. And we do the next one. Use your finger to open it up. Don't burn your finger as you're doing this. And this one's going to be stubborn. This helps distribute a lot of the bulk of the seams on the back and makes everything lie nice and flat. And ta-da! Give it another press from the front. No steam. Look how well those lines are matching up. Nothing I love more than a polka dot rainbow. Okay, so that is how to traditionally piece a quilt. Good luck, everybody.